The darkness of space suddenly lit up with massive ships appearing from nowhere. Captain Maya Rodriguez stood on the bridge of her command vessel, watching the screens show more and more enemy ships materializing near Jupiter. Each ship was huge, easily 10 times larger than anything Earth had ever built. The metal hulls gleamed with a dark red color that reminded her of dried blood. Maya had been expecting a quiet patrol mission today. Instead, she found herself staring at the largest invasion fleet anyone had ever seen. Her communications officer, Lisa Park, turned toward her with wide eyes. The fear in Lisa's voice was clear when she spoke. "Captain, we're getting signals from over 200 ships. They're all bigger than our largest cruisers. The computer says their weapons could destroy our entire fleet in minutes." Maya felt her heart beating faster but kept her voice steady. She had trained for this moment her whole life, even though she never really believed it would happen. Earth had always seemed too small and unimportant for alien races to bother with. Now it looked like they had been very wrong about that. "Send a message to Earth Defense Command immediately. Tell them we have a code red situation. Unknown alien fleet, massive size, hostile intent probable." The alien ships moved in perfect formation toward Earth. Maya could see they were not here for peaceful contact. These ships had weapons pointed forward and shields already active. Whatever these aliens wanted, they planned to take it by force. Dr. Kate Morrison was working late in her laboratory in Colorado when the emergency alert reached her. As Earth's leading expert on possible alien contact, she had always hoped this day would come. She just never imagined it would be like this. The reports from Captain Rodriguez painted a terrifying picture of overwhelming force heading straight for Earth. Kate quickly gathered her team and rushed to the Emergency Response Center. The government had built this facility specifically for alien contact situations. Now they would finally get to use it, though not in the way anyone had hoped. The main screen in the center showed the alien fleet approaching. Kate studied the ship designs and felt a chill run down her spine. These vessels were clearly built for war. Their angular shapes and heavy armor told her everything she needed to know about their intentions. "Can we establish communication with them?" Kate asked the technician operating the radio equipment. "We've been trying every frequency and language protocol we have. Nothing yet. They're either ignoring us or they don't want to talk." Meanwhile, far away in the Rocky Mountains, Luna Starweaver felt the disturbance in the cosmic energies surrounding Earth. She had been meditating in her hidden sanctuary when the sensation hit her like a physical blow. Something powerful and hostile had entered Earth's solar system. Luna opened her ancient green eyes and looked up at the star-filled sky above her mountain home. She could sense the alien minds even from this great distance. They radiated anger, superiority, and a hunger for conquest that she had encountered before in her long lifetime. These were the same emotions she had felt from other species that believed they had the right to take whatever they wanted from weaker civilizations. Over 2,000 years, Luna had watched over Earth from the shadows. She had seen humanity grow from primitive tribes into a spacefaring civilization. The humans had never known about her presence or the protection she provided. That had been her choice, part of an ancient agreement she had made with her own people long ago. Now she faced a terrible decision. Her vow of non-interference had kept her hidden for centuries. But if she continued to stay hidden, the humans she had grown to care about would face extinction. The alien fleet continued its steady approach toward Earth. Admiral Zara Thex commanded the invasion force from her flagship. She was a tall, powerful, reptilian woman with scales that gleamed like polished emeralds. Her kind, the Draconians, had conquered over 30 worlds in the past century. Earth would be just another easy victory to add to their empire. Zara studied the intelligence reports about Earth's defenses. The humans had some spaceships and basic weapons, but nothing that could threaten her fleet. Her smallest destroyer had more firepower than Earth's largest battleship. This conquest would be over quickly. "Commander Aria Voss, prepare the surrender demand. Give the humans their traditional 72 hours to consider their options. Not that it will matter. They have no choice but to submit." Aria Voss was Zara's second in command, a younger Draconian female with intelligence that matched her loyalty. She had studied the human civilization carefully and found them interesting, if primitive. Their rapid expansion into space showed promise. but they were still far too weak to resist the Draconian Empire. Back on Earth, Captain Maya Rodriguez received orders to gather every available ship for Earth's defense. She knew it was hopeless, but humans had never surrendered without a fight. Her small fleet would buy time for the evacuation of major population centers, even if they could not win. Dr. Kate Morrison worked frantically to decode the alien communications. When the surrender demand finally came through, her heart sank. The message was clear and brutal. Surrender completely or face total destruction. Earth had 3 days to decide. The alien message spread across Earth within hours. Panic began in the major cities as people realized their world faced invasion by a vastly superior force. Governments held emergency meetings, but everyone knew the truth. Earth's military could not stop this fleet. In her mountain sanctuary, Luna Starweaver made her decision. She could not watch humanity be destroyed, not after protecting them for so long. The time for hiding was over. The ancient elf guardian would reveal herself and risk everything to save the world she had sworn to protect. The countdown to invasion had begun, and Earth's greatest secret was about to emerge from the shadows. The second day of the countdown brought no hope to Earth's defenders. Captain Maya Rodriguez watched her small fleet take position between the alien armada and Earth. Every ship she commanded was badly outgunned, but her crews remained determined to fight. They would show these invaders that humans did not surrender easily. The Draconian fleet had moved closer during the night. Admiral Zara Thex was pleased with how smoothly the operation was proceeding. The humans had made no attempt to communicate or negotiate. They seemed to understand that resistance was futile. Soon she would give the order to begin the final assault. Dr. Kate Morrison had worked through the night trying to find some way to contact the aliens. Every attempt at communication had failed. The Draconians clearly had no interest in talking. They wanted complete surrender, or they would destroy everything. Kate decided to take a break and visit the research facility in the mountains where her team had been studying unusual energy readings. The readings had been growing stronger since the alien fleet arrived, though Kate could not understand why. Perhaps getting away from the crisis for a few hours would help her think more clearly. The mountain road was nearly empty as Kate drove toward the research station. Most people were staying close to the evacuation centers in case the aliens attacked early. Kate preferred the quiet of the mountains when she needed to solve difficult problems. She was surprised to find a woman standing beside the road near the facility entrance. The stranger was tall and elegant, with long silver hair and clothes that looked like they came from another time period. Her skin was pale and perfect, and her green eyes seemed to hold ancient wisdom. Kate stopped her vehicle and rolled down the window. "Are you lost? This area is supposed to be evacuated." The woman smiled, and Kate felt a strange sense of peace wash over her. "I am exactly where I need to be, Dr. Morrison. My name is Luna Starweaver. I have been waiting to meet you." Kate felt confused. She had never seen this woman before, yet Luna knew her name. "How do you know who I am? And what are you doing up here during an alien invasion?" "I know many things, Dr. Morrison. I know that you have spent your career preparing for contact with alien species. I know that you believe diplomacy is always better than war. And I know that you are trying to save your people from a threat they cannot possibly defeat alone." Something about Luna's voice made Kate want to trust her. She turned off her vehicle and stepped outside. Luna was even more striking up close. Her features were almost too perfect to be human, and she moved with a grace that seemed impossible. "Who are you really?" Kate asked. "You're not from around here, are you?" Luna's smile became sad. "I am from Earth, Dr. Morrison. I have lived on this world for over 2,000 years, but you are correct that I am not human." Before Kate could respond, Luna raised her hand toward a large boulder beside the road. The massive stone began to float into the air as if it weighed nothing. Kate watched in amazement as Luna gently moved the boulder to a different location and set it down without making a sound. "That's impossible," Kate whispered. "How did you do that?" "What your people call magic is simply science that you do not yet understand. My people learned long ago how to work with the fundamental forces of reality. We can manipulate gravity, energy, and matter in ways that seem miraculous to younger species." Kate's scientific mind raced with questions, but Luna continued speaking before she could ask them. Dr. Morrison, your world is in terrible danger. The Draconians are a powerful and ruthless species. They have destroyed civilizations that were far more advanced than current human technology. But Earth has something they do not know about. Earth has protectors. Protectors? You mean there are others like you? I am the guardian assigned to watch over this world. For centuries, I have remained hidden while humanity developed on its own. My people believed that humans needed to find their own path without interference. But now that path has led to a crisis that will destroy everything we have protected. Kate felt overwhelmed by these revelations. Why are you telling me this? Why reveal yourself now? Because I cannot save your people alone. The old agreements that kept me hidden are no longer more important than human survival. I need someone to help me bridge the gap between my abilities and your military forces. You are the perfect choice for this task. Luna touched Kate's forehead gently, and suddenly Kate could sense things she had never felt before. She could feel the life energy of every plant and animal in the surrounding forest. She could sense the alien fleet in space above them like a dark storm approaching. Most amazingly, she could feel Luna's immense power, carefully controlled and focused. What did you just do to me? Kate asked, though she was not afraid. I have opened your mind to perceive what my people call the deeper currents of reality. You will need this awareness to help coordinate between my abilities and your military technology. The process is temporary and completely safe. Kate suddenly understood that the energy readings her team had been detecting were coming from Luna's presence. You've been here all along, haven't you, near our research facility? I have maintained a sanctuary in these mountains for over 1,000 years. Your facility was built near one of my monitoring stations, though your people never realized it. Meanwhile, in space, the Draconian fleet continued its approach. Commander Aria Voss had been studying the strange energy readings that had appeared since their arrival. The readings did not match anything in Draconian databases, and they seemed to be growing stronger. Admiral Thex, I am detecting unusual energy patterns from the planet's surface. They do not appear to be technological in nature. Admiral Zara. Thex looked at the data with mild interest. Probably some kind of natural phenomenon caused by their planet's magnetic field. These primitive worlds often have unpredictable energy fluctuations, but Arya was not convinced. The patterns were too organized to be natural. They reminded her of something she had read in the oldest Draconian historical records, stories about worlds that had defenses beyond normal technology. Most scholars dismiss these accounts as mythology, but Arya was beginning to wonder if they might be true. Back on Earth, Luna and Kate were preparing to contact Captain Maya Rodriguez. Luna explained that they would need to work with Earth's military to coordinate a defense that combined human technology with her ancient abilities. Will Captain Rodriguez believe what you're telling her? Luna asked. Kate smiled grimly. After I show her the recording of you moving that boulder, she'll have to believe it. The question is whether we can organize a defense in time. Luna's expression became determined. We will not allow Earth to fall, Dr. Morrison. The Draconians may have superior numbers and firepower, but they do not understand what they are really facing. It is time for Earth's secret to emerge from the shadows. The countdown continued, but now Earth had hope that the aliens could not see coming. The final day arrived with Earth's surrender deadline only hours away. Admiral Zara Fex prepared to give the order for total assault. She expected the humans to fight briefly before accepting their defeat. It would be over quickly and cleanly, just like all the other worlds her fleet had conquered. Captain Maya Rodriguez received the strangest communication of her military career. Dr. Kate Morrison contacted her directly with claims about an ancient protector who could help defend Earth. Maya's first reaction was to dismiss it as stress-induced fantasy, but then Kate showed her the recorded footage of Luna moving the massive boulder. This has to be some kind of trick, Maya said, staring at the impossible images on her screen. People can't just make rocks float in the air. Captain, I know how this sounds, but I've spent the last 12 hours with Luna Starweaver. She's not human, and her abilities are completely real. She says she can help us fight the Draconians, but she needs to work with our fleet. Maya looked at the alien armada on her tactical display. Her small fleet didn't have enough firepower to scratch the paint on those massive ships. If there was even a tiny chance that this Luna person could help, Maya had to take it. All right, Dr. Morrison. Bring your mysterious friend to my ship. We'll test her abilities before I risk my crew's lives based on floating rocks. Luna and Kate arrived on Maya's command ship within an hour. Maya was struck by Luna's otherworldly appearance, but she remained skeptical until Luna demonstrated her power by healing a crew member's broken arm with a simple touch. The bone mended perfectly in seconds, leaving no trace of the injury. How many people like you are there? Maya asked, finally accepting that Luna was exactly what she claimed to be. On Earth, I am the only one remaining. My people withdrew from this world long ago when humans chose to develop technology instead of the deeper sciences, but I remained as Earth's guardian, watching and protecting from the shadows. Luna explained that ancient defense systems were hidden throughout the solar system, built by her people thousands of years ago. These systems had been dormant for centuries, but she could activate them if needed. However, they would work best in combination with human technology and determination. What do you need from us? Maya asked. Trust, Captain Rodriguez. Your ships and crews must be willing to work with forces they do not understand. The combination of your technology and my abilities will create something the Draconians have never encountered. The Draconian fleet moved into attack position as the deadline expired. Admiral Zarathex gave the order to begin the assault, confident that Earth would fall within hours. Her ships opened fire with weapons that could destroy mountains, targeting Earth's orbital defenses first. Maya's fleet moved to intercept, though everyone knew they were vastly outgunned. The first exchange of fire went exactly as expected. Human ships were destroyed or crippled by the superior Draconian weapons. Maya watched her forces being torn apart and wondered if Luna's promises were just false hope. Then something impossible happened. Crystal structures that no one had ever seen before began materializing throughout the battle zone. They appeared to be made of pure energy, glowing with colors that didn't exist in normal space. The crystals started interfering with Draconian weapons, causing their energy beams to bend and scatter harmlessly. Luna stood on Maya's bridge with her eyes closed in concentration. She was reaching out across space to awaken systems that had slept for millennia. The crystal satellites responded to her call, drawing power from sources that human science couldn't measure. What are those things? Maya asked, watching the crystals multiply across her tactical display. Quantum resonance nodes, Luna replied, without opening her eyes. They create fields that disrupt hostile energy patterns while enhancing friendly ones. Your ships should start experiencing unusual improvements to their systems. Maya looked at her damage reports in amazement. Ships that had been badly damaged were somehow repairing themselves. Shields that had failed were coming back online stronger than before. Weapons that had been operating at minimal power were suddenly firing with twice their normal strength. Admiral Zarathex watched her perfect battle plan fall apart in confusion. Her weapons were behaving erratically, sometimes firing incompletely, wrong directions. Her shields were fluctuating for no reason her engineers could explain. Worst of all, the human ships that should have been destroyed were fighting better than ever. Commander Voss, what is happening to our fleet? Zara demanded. Arya. Voss studied the energy readings with growing alarm. Admiral, I'm detecting massive quantum distortions throughout the battle zone. These readings match theoretical descriptions from our oldest historical records. What historical records? Ancient legends about worlds protected by forces beyond normal technology. Most scholars dismiss them as mythology, but these energy patterns are exactly what the legends describe. The battle turned decisively in Earth's favor as more crystal nodes came online. Luna opened her eyes and spoke to Maya with quiet satisfaction. The primary defense grid is now active, Captain. Your fleet can begin the offensive phase. Maya gave orders for her ships to advance against the confused Draconian fleet. Human crews found their vessels responding to their intentions as much as their controls. Ships moved with impossible grace, dodging attacks that should have been unavoidable. Weapons fired with accuracy that defied the laws of physics. The Draconians began to retreat in panic. Admiral Zarathex ordered her fleet to fall back and regroup, but the retreat became a rout as more human ships joined the battle. Every vessel Earth possessed was now enhanced beyond its original capabilities. Luna raised her hand and space around the battle zone began to shimmer. I am activating the containment protocols, Captain Rodriguez. The Draconians cannot be allowed to escape and report what they have seen here. Containment protocols? A barrier that will prevent any ships from leaving this area. What happens here must remain secret, or the Draconian Empire will return with fleets specifically designed to counter our defenses. Maya watched as a wall of energy formed around the entire battle zone, trapping both fleets inside a bubble of distorted space. The Draconians found themselves unable to jump to hyperspace or communicate with their empire. They were completely cut off from outside help. Commander Arya Voss realized the full scope of their situation. Admiral, we've stumbled into something far beyond our understanding. This isn't just a primitive world with basic defenses. Earth is protected by an ancient civilization with technology that makes our empire look like children playing with toys. Admiral Zara Thex felt fear for the first time in her military career. Her mighty fleet was trapped and helpless against forces she couldn't comprehend. The humans she had planned to conquer were now hunting her ships with abilities that seemed like magic. Luna turned to Maya with a grim expression. The hard part begins now, Captain. We must decide what to do with our prisoners. The hunt for the remaining Draconian ships began immediately. Admiral Zara Thex ordered her fleet to scatter and hide behind asteroids and debris, hoping to avoid the enhanced human vessels that now moved through space like hunting wolves. The containment barrier prevented escape, but it also created a massive battlefield where the final confrontation would take place. Captain Maya Rodriguez coordinated the search with her enhanced fleet. The crystal nodes that Luna had activated made it impossible for Draconian ships to hide. Every vessel showed up clearly on the new sensor systems, their energy signatures glowing like beacons against the darkness of space. Captain, we have 17 Draconian ships remaining, reported Lisa Park from her communications station. They're trying to form defensive positions, but our enhanced sensors can track them anywhere within the barrier. Maya looked at Luna, who stood calmly beside the tactical display. The ancient elf guardian seemed to sense every movement in the battle zone without needing to look at the screens. Her connection to the defense systems gave her awareness that no human technology could match. Luna, Admiral Thex is making a run toward Earth with her flagship. She might be planning to ram the planet directly. Luna's green eyes became cold and determined. That cannot be allowed. I will handle Admiral Thex personally. What do you mean, personally? I am going to intercept her ship directly. Do not be alarmed by what you see, Captain Rodriguez. Before Maya could ask what Luna meant, the elf guardian simply vanished from the bridge. One moment she was standing there, the next moment she was gone without any trace of how she had disappeared. Admiral Zara Thex pushed her flagship toward Earth at maximum speed. If she was going to die today, she would take as many humans with her as possible. Her massive ship had enough mass and velocity to cause devastating damage to Earth's surface. At least her death would have meaning. Suddenly, space in front of her ship began to ripple like water. A figure materialized directly in the path of her flagship, floating in the vacuum without any protection. Zara stared in disbelief at the small human-like woman who stood calmly in front of her enormous warship. "All stop," Zara ordered her crew. "Full reverse engines." But it was too late. The flagship was moving too fast to stop before hitting the strange figure. Zara watched in horror as her ship passed right through the woman, who seemed to phase out of normal reality for a moment before becoming solid again inside Zara's bridge. Luna Starweaver stood in the center of the Draconian command bridge, surrounded by shocked reptilian warriors who had never seen anything like her before. Her silver hair flowed around her shoulders as if she were underwater, and her green eyes glowed with inner light. "Admiral Thex," Luna said in perfect Draconian language, "your fleet is defeated. Your mission has failed, but your choices now will determine whether you and your crew live or die." Zara drew her weapon and fired directly at Luna's chest. The energy beam passed harmlessly through the elf guardian without causing any damage. Luna didn't even seem to notice the attack. I'm not here to fight you, Admiral. I am here to offer you a choice that will change your understanding of the galaxy." "What are you?" Zara whispered, backing away from this impossible being. "I am Luna Starweaver, guardian of Earth. I am one of many protectors who watch over worlds throughout this galaxy. Your empire believes it is the strongest force in known space, but you are wrong. There are powers far greater than yours, and they have been protecting vulnerable civilizations for thousands of years." Luna raised her hand, and the entire flagship began to fade from normal space. Zara felt her ship moving into some kind of pocket dimension where the laws of physics worked differently. Outside the viewports, space itself had changed color and texture. "Where have you taken us?" Commander Arya Voss demanded. "To a place between realities, where we can speak without interruption. Your ship and crew are perfectly safe, but you cannot return to normal space until I allow it." Luna gestured, and holographic images filled the bridge, showing dozens of star systems throughout the galaxy. Each system was marked with symbols that the Draconians didn't recognize. "These are the protected worlds, Admiral Thex. Every symbol represents a civilization that is secretly guarded by beings like myself. Your empire has unknowingly avoided most of these systems because our influence guides you away from them. Earth was supposed to remain hidden until humanity was ready to join the network of protectors." Zara studied the star map with growing amazement. Some of these systems were ones that Draconian scouts had reported as having navigation hazards or unsuitable conditions. Now she realized these reports had been influenced by invisible guardians steering her people away. "Why are you showing us this?" Arya asked. "Because your attack on Earth has forced us to reveal ourselves earlier than planned. Now you must decide. What happens next? I cannot allow any of you to return to Draconian space with knowledge of our existence. But I will not simply execute prisoners." Luna moved to the center of the bridge, and the air around her began to shimmer with energy. "I offer you 3 choices. First, you can remain on Earth as honored guests, with full knowledge of the truth about galactic civilization. You will be treated well. But you cannot leave." The Draconian officers looked at each other nervously. Permanent exile was better than death, but barely. "Second, I can alter your memories and return you to Draconian space with a false story about how your fleet was destroyed by a natural disaster. You would live normal lives, but you would never know what really happened here." "And the third choice?" Zara asked. Luna smiled, and for the first time since appearing on the bridge, she looked genuinely pleased. "The third choice is the most difficult, but also the most rewarding. You can choose to join us as protectors. Your people have the strength and discipline needed to guard other worlds. You could become part of something far greater than the Draconian Empire." Arya stepped forward with excitement in her voice. "You would trust us with that responsibility after we attacked Earth?" "Everyone deserves the chance to grow beyond their past mistakes, Commander Voss. The galaxy needs protectors who understand both the warrior's path and the guardian's duty. Your people could excel at this role if they choose to accept it." Zara felt her entire worldview shifting. Everything she had believed about Draconian superiority was wrong. They were not the apex predators of the galaxy. They were children who had stumbled into a cosmic civilization that operated on principles they had never imagined. "What about my fleet? What about the other ships? Each crew will be given the same choice you face now. Those who choose to join us will be trained and given new responsibilities. Those who prefer to return home will have their memories adjusted and be given cover stories. No one will be forced into any choice." Luna gestured again, and the flagship began to return to normal space. "You have until tomorrow to decide, Admiral Thex. Consider your options carefully. This choice will determine not just your fate, but the future relationship between your empire and the hidden civilization that truly governs this galaxy." The ancient elf guardian vanished as suddenly as she had appeared, leaving the Draconian officers alone with the most important decision of their lives. The next morning brought decisions that would change the course of galactic history. Admiral Zara Thex had spent the entire night discussing options with her senior officers. The choice Luna offered seemed impossible, but so did everything else that had happened since arriving at Earth. Captain Maya Rodriguez waited on her ship for news about the Draconian response. Luna had returned to the bridge just before dawn, looking tired but satisfied with her night's work. The elf guardian had visited every remaining Draconian ship personally, offering the same 3 choices to each crew. How did they react? Maya asked. "Better than I expected," Luna replied. "Most of them are fascinated by the idea of joining a galactic protection network. The Draconians are warriors by nature, but they have been fighting for conquest rather than protection. The concept of being guardians appeals to their sense of honor." Dr. Kate Morrison arrived on the bridge carrying a tablet full of questions. She had prepared overnight. Her scientific mind was still struggling to process everything she had learned about hidden civilizations and ancient guardians. Luna, you mentioned that Earth was being prepared to join this network of protectors. What did you mean by that? Luna turned to Kate with a gentle smile. Humanity has been developing exactly the qualities needed for Guardian work. You have curiosity, adaptability, and a strong sense of justice. Most importantly, you have the ability to work with other species despite your differences. But we're still so primitive compared to your technology. Technology is not the most important factor, Dr. Morrison. The greatest guardians throughout history have been those who combined wisdom with compassion. Humans show tremendous potential for both. A communication signal arrived from Admiral Thex's flagship. Maya activated the main screen to see Zara standing on her bridge with Commander Arya Voss beside her. Both Draconian officers looked different somehow, less aggressive and more thoughtful than before. Captain Rodriguez, Zara began. I wish to speak with Guardian Starweaver about our decision. Luna stepped forward so she could be seen on the screen. I am here, Admiral. What have you and your people decided? After much discussion, most of my crews have chosen to join your protection network. We are tired of conquest and destruction. The idea of protecting innocent civilizations instead of conquering them appeals to our warrior spirits. And what? Of those who do not wish to join us, Commander Arya Voss answered. About 30% of our personnel prefer to return home with altered memories. They are not ready for such a dramatic change in their lives. We respect their choice. Luna nodded approvingly. Wisdom includes knowing when you are ready for new responsibilities. Those who return home will be treated with honor and given cover stories that protect both them and us. What happens now? Zara asked. Now begins your education in the true nature of galactic civilization. You will learn about the hundreds of species that work together to maintain peace and protect developing worlds. It will take time to understand your new role, but I believe your people will adapt quickly. Maya felt amazed by how completely the situation had changed. Yesterday, Earth faced extinction from a superior alien fleet. Today, that same fleet was joining humanity as protectors of other worlds. Luna, what about Earth's role in all this? Maya asked. Humanity will need time to adjust to these revelations, just as the Draconians do. But I believe humans and Draconians working together will make excellent guardian teams. Your species complement each other's strengths and weaknesses. Dr. Kate Morrison raised her hand like a student in a classroom. Will other humans be told about the Guardian Network? Gradually, yes. The secret cannot be maintained forever now that Earth has been activated as a protection world. Over the next few years, your governments will be introduced to the larger galactic community. It will be a slow process, but humanity is ready to begin taking its place among the Guardian species. Luna gestured toward the tactical display, which now showed both human and Draconian ships working together to dismantle the containment barrier. The former enemies were already beginning to cooperate. The barrier will be removed in stages over the next week. Those Draconians who choose to return home will be given new memories and sent back to their empire with reports of a navigation disaster that destroyed most of their fleet. The Draconian Empire will avoid this region of space for many years. Admiral, Zara Thex looked directly at Captain Maya Rodriguez. Captain, I owe you and your people an apology. We came here planning to destroy your civilization. Instead, you have given us the chance to become something better than we were. Maya smiled. Sometimes the best victories are the ones where nobody really loses, Admiral. Over the following days, human and Draconian crews worked together to clean up the battle zone and begin the process of integration. Luna coordinated between the species, helping them understand each other's cultures and capabilities. Dr. Kate Morrison became the official liaison between Earth's governments and the Guardian Network. Her first job was to carefully introduce world leaders to the concept of hidden protectors and galactic civilization. It would take months to reveal the full truth, but the process had begun. Captain Maya Rodriguez found herself promoted to lead Earth's first integrated human Draconian protection fleet. Her experience working with Luna during the crisis made her the ideal choice to command mixed-species crews. Commander Arya Voss volunteered to serve as Maya's second-in-command, becoming the first Draconian officer in Earth's defense forces. Her intelligence and adaptability made her perfect for building bridges between the two species. Admiral Zarathex accepted a position as military advisor to the Guardian Network, helping to plan protection strategies for vulnerable worlds throughout the galaxy. Her warrior experience would be valuable in defending civilizations that could not protect themselves. As the integration process continued, Luna prepared to step back into her traditional role as Hidden Guardian, but now she would not be alone. Earth had allies and protectors who understood their responsibilities. "Will we see you again?" Kate asked as Luna prepared to return to her mountain sanctuary. "You will see me whenever Earth needs its guardian," Luna replied. "But I suspect that will be less often now that you have friends to help shoulder the burden of protection." Luna looked up at the stars, where human and Draconian ships patrolled together in formations that would have been impossible just days before. "The galaxy is a dangerous place, but it is also full of wonders. You are ready to help protect those wonders for future generations." The ancient elf guardian smiled one last time before disappearing into the shadows, leaving humanity to begin its new role as protectors of the galaxy. Earth's secret had emerged from hiding, and the universe would never be the same.